What's up, everybody? How is everybody doing? Yo, Fox, how you doing? We're just gonna be doing seasonal challenges most of today, honestly, so. Score points in Rift. How much you want to bet Rift is not available? Yeah. Okay, can't do that one. Throne World activities. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. Lost sector, expert difficulty or higher. We can go ahead and do that one. Expert difficulty or higher. Easy. Knock that one out. 10 seconds. Hope everyone's safe. We got hit by a pretty big snowstorm, and I know, you know, obviously the West Coast is getting hit by the fire. So I hope everyone's doing all right, staying safe, as safe as possible. Pretty awful stuff all around. Barrier unstop. Yo, Dystopic, how you doing? Oh, do I get Radiant on this class? Shinder's. Something's anti-barrier. One of the bows is anti-barrier. Yeah, it is Wishender. Don't really have anything to infuse into it. Yo, Tides, what's up? Really all I need is plus 20, so here, actually, let me go try to infuse this real quick. I haven't been doing a lot of my seasonal challenges, so this stream is going to be, hey, let's catch up on seasonal challenges. Maybe I'll get plus 20 from it. I don't know. I'm only at plus 17, so I kind of doubt it. But, like, I have really been neglecting, especially these last... Yeah. So just that, and then for like true max, I'm missing the bugged Echoes Triumph that they took away. But if my new policy is like, hey, if something is like if something is Bungie's fault and it's a bug triumph, I'm not even gonna worry about it not being max or whatever. I will have max attainable total triumph score, bugs aside. So, have you heard about the Minecraft modded raids? So, Hoon or Wobby, one of them sent me like someone made like a Destiny style raid in Minecraft. I have not looked into it anymore, but are you saying there's multiple of them? I'm down to try. Like, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I love Minecraft, and I love raids, so like, sounds like a good combo to me. Your team just did the newest one. It's honestly so good. There's 3. Okay. Would you say, like, how long did it take? I might have to try to get a team for those. That sounds pretty sick. That'd be a good stream too. Maybe I'll try to get like took us 6 hours just for. Oh. And so like the mechanics are pretty mechanic-y. Like it's holy shit, I have no idea where I'm going. Where the fuck is the EDZ? Yeah, for sure. Okay. Maybe I'll try to get some creators. I bet I could get Fallout to do it. That's sick, though. That's really fun to hear. When you load in, do you have, like, equipment already? Like, do they give you, like, a specific sword or a specific bow or whatever? That would also be a good... 6 classes, each have different loadouts. That's insane. Maybe for G2G, I'll convince ATP, and we'll do some of them while raising money. That could be a lot of fucking fun, actually. And you get loot throughout the encounter? No way. That's so lit. It is pretty nuts to me that I'll just do master or expert. More games haven't tried Destiny raids, you know? Like, I feel like the #1 issue with all these Destiny ripoffs that die is a lack of endgame. And I'm not saying like the addition of a raid would have saved like the Justice League game or whatever. Oh, do I not have Onslaught? What the fuck? But or kills the Justice League. But I just don't know, man. I know they're a lot of work, but fuck, if you're making a video game, why stop at 90%? That's what you're scared for Borderlands as well. I mean, Borderlands does have like a pretty bad track record in history, or with an end game, especially at launch. And like, people love Borderlands 2's end game, including myself. But I don't think that cuts it anymore. Like, just having a couple bosses that you can farm, and like, I don't know if the Destiny audience translates over to the Borderlands audience, people just don't grind. They don't want to grind like they used to, right? So I don't think like the Borderlands 2 style vanilla endgame works anymore. But I don't know. I'm interested. I would love something like that, especially since we don't get nearly enough grind in Destiny nowadays. Search of the Festival Lost Armors. Are you interested in it? Oh shit! I have not streamed since those were announced. I should have made that the title and thumbnail. That would get people in here. I might remake the title and thumbnail on the fly. Let me complete this. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Thank you for bringing that up. If I say like, convince me to vote Team Spectre or Team Slasher. That's a fucking banger idea, damn it. Yo, Kaden, what's up? Oh, Jesus. Oh, that was nice. That's a fucking banger idea. Change the thumbnail to the Aramis poll? What's the Aramis poll? What? You guys are about to see me make a fucking thumbnail live. Where you at, buddy? Yeah, come on. Sorry, it's too early for this. I'm fucking tired, man. I say too early, it's fucking noon, by the way. I just woke up. I stayed up pretty late last night. Snow days mean gamer hours, my friends. I was like watching the snow fall outside, brought me back to high school, hoping that school got called out the next day, and I got caught up in it, and I stayed up too late. Yeah, I get it, dude. You're mean. The Mithrax versus Aramis Kell of Kell poll that had your reaction to it? Oh, fucking Joe's That shit's so good, actually. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. That's actually high key a better thing. I don't want to steal Joe's thing. He's not in here, so I can't ask about it. That shit is actually so fucking good, though. 1 second, I gotta find it. Oh! Damn it. Destiny bulletin article, but still interesting. We'll check it out. 1 second. Where does he say?
Let's see them fight without weapons.
1 second. 1 second.
Wait.
When did the fucking season come out? What was Tuesday? What was Tuesday's date? Oh, here we go. That's actually so good. Paul Tassi tweeted out, Scare's not gonna be happy about the Aramis developments, and then Joe. This is peak, actually. Kell of Kell results. Aramis wins. That's so good. Also, having Aramis as the Republican candidate is... Oh, I guess this is the Trump Harris numbers, I guess. But still, it fits. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Jesus. Anyways. Oh, god damn it. Okay, here we go. Destiny 2 devs discuss challenges of removing time gating in Revenant and keeping players engaged. Bungie talks about the challenges going forward. Wait, where did they talk about this, though? Oh, in an interview with Games Radar. Okay, well, we're gonna be looking at that one. If your cake is trash, nobody wants to eat it. At a tough time for Destiny 2, Bungie drops an exotic mission promising vampire vibes, a cool shotgun, and a finale with a bite. So this would have dropped on Wednesday? What day was the 8th? Yeah, Wednesday. Some Destiny 2 players are, we can fairly say, not in the highest spirits. Familiar events, RNG frustrations, player count woes, shallow loot pools, and endless bug complaints, plenty of them coming from me, have blunted community sentiment. That's especially true for this episode after the all-time high of the Final Shapes release. Folks could use a little pick-me-up. With Act 3 of Episode 2, Revenant, Bungie's rolled out the new exotic mission called Kell's Fall. Got a slick exotic shotgun, excuse me, called Slayer's Fang. More of the vampire energy players have been hoping to see in this episode. I'm really just not getting that. This episode is not giving vampire. That's all. I don't know, man. It's fine. Like, if a guy in a tower is vampire with an organ, like, I don't know. And some long-awaited narrative climax. A fresh mission to run with the clan is a good way to get me to log in, and I do love an exotic shotgun. I don't know the staying power it will have, but this update definitely isn't a cure-all, but is a welcome shot of stuff to do and see. Before the mission's release, I spoke to several developers at Bungie about the making of Kell's Fall, its headlining shotgun, the impact of the latest narrative beats, some surprising intricacy of the Scorn organ, the Scorn at the core of this vampire keep. We also discussed the community sentiment, player fatigue, live service challenges, and the catch-22 of time-gating content. Kell's Fall isn't the biggest exotic mission ever, but is a stylish and deceptively layered space with enough secrets to hopefully keep us invested for a bit. It is stylish and deceptively layered. The secrets are kind of done. So, okay, I did want to talk about this too, though. I'm gonna rename the stream. Let me rename the stream to, convince me to vote for Slayer or... Wait, Slayer or Spectre Armor? Convince me. There you go. I might update the thumbnail. It'd be pretty easy to know. So this is one thing I wanted to talk about too, because fucking Destiny Emblem Collector, there is the Scorn organ. This is how my brain works, and you guys have to work with me on this. So we know if we go to unreleased availability, unreleased emblems, we know that this season there is an unreleased. What the fuck? Where is it? Oh. Wait, what is this? Well, that's interesting, because these are scales. I've never seen this emblem, but these are scales. These are note scales. It's interesting because they're not, I don't know, kind of, it's weird. Anyways, that's not the emblem I'm talking about. I'm talking about the other Scorgan emblem. Maybe it's for this season. Brother, what the fuck? Yeah, here we go. Revenant Redress. So there is a beautiful emblem here. Very sick. Very, 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 very sick emblem. That I was assuming was going to come from the bugged Triumph for like actually doing the Scorgan. Like this Triumph right here. Play the melodies on the Scorn organ. So I thought it was going to come from this, but it's clearly not, because we have it. So that makes me think that this is actually tied to the only thing that we know we have left is Skolas. And if this drops from Skolas, that means that more than likely you start that mission with the Scorn organ. And so is this going to be like a wish wall thing with Savathun where it's kind of time gated and then they give us a code at a later week? Can you currently do this in game right now and we just haven't figured out the correct code yet? And so that's kind of what I've been, and the one way that we would usually look at this to see if it's available is there are ways to look at activities and see what text strings there are. Like they'll pop up in chat. And this is something that we'll sometimes use, if they come out, we'll use for like Crota's End. When everyone was convinced there was one more chest in Crota's End, I asked someone to send me all the text strings, and it'll pop up like down here, like where it's like in Crota's End, where it's like when you click a statue, it's like, oh, the choice you made echoes through the future or whatever. So you can, there are ways that people can access those. And so in Crota's End, when we found all the chests, but we still didn't have the final chest Triumph because it was bugged, I asked someone to send me those strings, and then there was just no other text. And so from that, I was able to say like, no, it's probably bugged. I have not seen anyone come up with the strings for this mission yet. They mentioned something in the tweet about it happening next week, did they? Yeah, people do have... Wait, someone has Revenant Redress on the emblem report? Is it usually like one or two people have all the emblems because they're dev accounts? Yeah, the increased drop rate is active now. If this isn't the TWAB, I totally missed it. Anyways, I was gonna say, like, I haven't been able to get anyone to send me the strings. Some dude bean burrito 1989. It's a fucking hacker, bro. 1 second. No shot, really? Can you see when they got it? Is it, sorry, is it emblem.report or emblems.report? I always forget which one's the good one. Anyways, yeah, the story continues. Sorry, let me check that out. Oh, concludes. Oh my fucking god, I totally missed this. And if you are wondering where ye old Skolos is, our scouts suspect he's still around somewhere in the Prison of Elders. We'll know more in a few days. That's exactly what it is. It'll be available next week. Okay. It'll be available on Tuesday. Cool. This emblem's sick. This Scorn one, not that one. The one that this one was from. It looks like scales, but it's not like a full... Huh. Bungie should really try to bring back old destination and campaigns. This will increase the player base. I don't think it will. I don't. I've talked about this a lot. I think players like are like, oh, they have positive association with something, and they don't really think about how much they would interact with something. I think the Cosmodrome in Destiny 2 is a perfect example. Who the fuck still goes there if not for a bounty? No one. I don't think it would increase player base at all. But the problem with the Destiny player base is not like currently the solution to this is not just more Destiny. That's never been the solution. It's definitely not the solution right now. I think a reset would, if done correctly, has the potential to increase the player base. But once again, like you can't just make a blanket statement like, oh, a reset would definitely fix this, because we've already seen them fumble a reset more than once with Sunsetting and Destiny 2. So, you know, I try to stray away from definitive blanket generalized statements like that because I think they come off as really silly. But I think there are combinations of approaches Bungie should take. But I think the worst approach they could take is, hey, let's get rid of all, like, let's take our very limited resources and not work on new innovative content, and let's just give them old shit from Destiny 1. No, I think that's bad. I think that is the absolute incorrect approach to this. I think that's the absolute incorrect. It's the same reason I think Destiny 1 Remastered is a terrible idea, because it would probably do really well for a couple of weeks, but people have already played that game. We already know everything in that game. We know that it has inferior systems when it comes to, you know, movement, abilities, etc., etc. It plays worse. The challenge isn't necessarily as there. And it would fall off very fast because we've already experienced all that content. Part of what made Destiny 1 and early Destiny 2 such a large success was the mystery and the surprise and the fact that you never really knew what to expect. That's gone now because we know exactly what's in the game. And so just doing it again will get very old very fast. It won't have the staying power. And it's a 10-year-old franchise, so it'll have even less of the staying power. So, in my opinion, if we can sit here, and I've said this a couple times, but if we can sit here and we can guess what, or like say like definitively what Bungie needs to do, that's actually like the exact wrong thing for them to do. Because if they, in my opinion, if they want to recapture so much of what made Destiny special in the first place, it's all about surprise and mystery and exceeding and subverting expectations. And so if we can sit here and guess, then it's the wrong thing to do. I'm mostly referring to vaulted content with Destiny 2. Imagine a Red War campaign with minor changes that can market as complete pack and push. But, like, who cares? It's like, when's the last time any of you guys have went and replayed a campaign? Like, I've said this for years, too. I think the campaigns are, like, some of the worst use of resources that Bungie has. Because people go and they play a max of 3 times, once per character.
All forces in the
I've said this like 100, and maybe this is a me thing, but like Bungie sends me silver. I don't really spend it. What I do spend the money that Bungie, or the silver that Bungie sends me, what I do definitely spend it on is skipping the campaign on my alternate characters. It's just like, that's not, No, I don't think like I don't think that would help at all, man. I really don't. I don't think campaigns is the right approach. You know, they don't have staying power. They don't get people to stay invested in the game. You play them once or a couple of times, and then you never play them again. It's not. That's not the type of content that Destiny needs. If they're truly worried about getting people to stick around as long as possible. Destiny's Vampire. Bungie wanted to do something with vampires for a while. With Kell's fall, the vision comes across with a Castlevania and Splatterhouse flair. Forsaken's Fickrel acting as our Dracula, and the Barons returning for surely one last act. Magic mirrors, hidden doors, and undead hordes complete the look, with a huge spiraling staircase for a huge measure. Activity designer Willie Shang says they wanted to integrate the illusion and deception baked into vampire tropes and legends, turning away from the definitely well-explored blood and stakes and imagining things like the mission's alternate mirror world and a rogue's gallery of devious allies. So this is really where I think, like, where me and other people are running into problems with this. If you're gonna, like, actively market this as a vampire thing, which they did, and then, but your thoughts going into the mission are, hey, let's not actually worry about the main tropes of vampires. Let's work with the peripheral ones. Then of course there's going to be a disconnect. If you don't say that when you're marketing, you're just like, hey, we're going to have vampires, and that's all you're saying. Like, of course there's going to be a disconnect there. It's related, but it's not. It's clearly, like, they even outline it here. Like, they're clearly skipping the well explored stuff. But they don't say that when they're marketing it. I don't know. I haven't been a huge fan with how stuff has been marketed and explained for this season very well. So. One of Fickrel's trusty rogues, the Trickster, has a chance to appear in other boss encounters. One of the ways Bungie wanted to add a greater variance to Kell's fall. I wonder if they're gonna, Wait, what? No, they don't. That's wrong, right? Has a chance to appear in other boss encounters? Has anyone seen Trickster when you're fighting, like, the Mad Bomber? Or when you're fighting, that's not right. Or when you're fighting Mindbender? I've ran this mission like 15 times. Some of the song codes add Trickster? Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's really interesting. Is it the first and the last one? Yeah. I don't know. I guess we were just melting the bosses way too fast. I never once noticed that. But yeah, we do, like, insta-kill all the bosses, so. Huh. Because, yeah, the only places I, like, recall seeing Trickster is at the very beginning, obviously, and then when you kill him on the staircase. Huh. Okay. We're looking for ways to add variety just without building a ton of content that is linear. So we're looking for these different ways to build permutations in each run so that the second, third time that you go through the basement dungeon area, you're not always looking for the same stuff. That's great. This is a great, great, great change. It's really interesting because I think, like, this sort of thing, a lot of speedrunners really, really like, Spire of the Watcher, because it stays exactly the same every time. The nodes are always in the same place. You always hit them in the same order. But I think that actually, for me, is one of the reasons I'm not the biggest fan of that dungeon. I enjoy watching a speedrun of it every once in a while, but running it does feel very samey. I'm much more of a, hey, get us to think on the fly and adapt on the fly. I love that sort of stuff. And so if they can really start building this into especially raids, dungeon strikes, exotic missions, I feel like that'll really help me continually run content personally. I think it's more than what we've done in the past. Supporting those replays week over week, episode 2 does not have the time gating like you mentioned, so the player can really just play it at their leisure. The value here, he reiterates, is the ability to take things as you want and dip into more activities in the session. I fucking hate this. I hate it. I hate that mentality. I'm glad they're moving away from it next episode. I hate it. When we're thinking about how we support this new paradigm, I think it's through that variety. We've learned lessons from previous episodes and seasons as well. I think we're applying that through a variety of surprises in the exotic mission that we're doing now. A recurring theme with this episode and the rollout of Kell has been Bungie's decision to do away with time gating to see how it feels. This was a later pivot with episode 2 plans, and we've seen the good and bad of it. We are free to eat the whole cake at once, but inevitably there's a course of wait, that's it, when we run out of cake in one sitting, sometimes quite abruptly. This is true with the episode model itself to some extent too. The challenge with the new model is players have clear expectations about what things were in the past in terms of how they interact with the vendors or the pacing of the story or the amount of content, says the senior lead designer Tom Farnsworth. With the episodic model, there's Act 1, it's all focused around Onslaught, Act 2 is all focused around Team of Elders, and Act 3 is focused around the exotic. I think some players are going to appreciate that and others are going to feel like they have smaller chunks to focus on initially versus having to play them all later. Those are some of the things we're going to have to look at and be like, is this the right model? What are the tweaks we can make to that going forward? I think the live service gameplay models are literally one of the hardest challenges. I think you can look out in the broader game industry right now, and it's rough out there. And I feel for a lot of things going on in the game industry, and there's something that's going to be one of our biggest challenges. And that's something that's going to be one of our biggest challenges. The right way to give players what they want and let them have the agency of experience while also finding what you were saying about the sustainable path forward. Yeah, I don't know what the perfect answer is because I'm not really a big fan of how either delivery method has been with seasons or like last episode or this episode. But I can say for me personally, definitively, without a shadow of a question of a doubt, releasing all of the content all at once was substantially worse for my engagement than how episode 1 did it, where they kind of this seasonal thing where they kind of drip fed week after week. I personally much rather have something small to do every week than one big thing to have to do every 6 or 7 weeks. I think that is awful. It has been nothing but awful for me. So you can't have any one part of the game bear all the weight on someone's engagement. If everyone's only focused on the episode and not playing the core game or other core aspects of the release, they're gonna feel like they're going to eat everything and be done. Yeah, but like also, this is my problem. Like so many people, I talk about this so much, and I just don't understand. Like you see so many people like, oh, we need a revitalization of Gambit, we need a revitalization of strikes or whatever. The core game, the core playlists have been that for 10 years. Onslaught is the first breath of fresh air we have had since Forsaken into the core playlists. I don't know if you should really lean on them. They're not interesting. They're not rewarding. It's the same shit. Even if you add new strikes once a year, it's the same thing. It doesn't change the strike playlist. It's just not. So I actually kind of disagree with this. I think new content should look to dominate your time, and then the core playlist should supplement your time. I don't think they should have equal weighting or even the opposite. Like I just don't, I don't know. I really hate the idea that we're supposed to spend X amount of time in patrols and doing bounties and in Gambit and strike. I fucking hate it. It is nothing burns me out more. And yeah, this is a self-imposed decision, but fuck, man. Every season when I have to guild Gambit, I feel my soul fucking die. It's just not interesting. Battlegrounds killed the strike playlist for me. I'm gonna be honest. So I think Battlegrounds personally are some of the best things that happen to strikes. Not because of the strike playlist, which I hate running anyways, and I don't run unless I absolutely have to, but because Battlegrounds are the most interesting Grandmasters that we have gotten since like the second season of Grandmasters. They play incredibly well. When I am doing my resets for strikes, I don't do the strike playlist. I just wait till a double loot or a double XP week and farm GMs and get it done in a couple of hours. But Battlegrounds are by far like the most interesting Battlegrounds from a gaming perspective. That's just how I feel about that. I don't know. I really hate running the strike playlist regardless. Even regular strikes nowadays are super tedious. Like everything has a fucking average time of completion of 10 to 15 minutes. It doesn't even matter. So I don't get the battlegrounds hate. They're just strikes. They should have called them strikes and no one would have said anything. I agree with that. Especially if you look at like last season's battlegrounds, the Echo battlegrounds. I mean, they are like the 3 best strikes in the entire game. Like, especially now that they've ruined like a shadows. And the same thing with like Inverted Spire. Like Inverted Spire is a fucking fantastic GM. It is a bad strike. If I ever land on Inverted Spires in the strike playlist, I'm leaving. Because I know I can just go get the Corrupted and run it in 7-8 minutes and be fine. How crazy is that? When the Corrupted first came out, people hated it because it was by far like the longest strike in the game at the time. And now the Corrupted is one of like the 5 shortest strikes in the entire game. How fucking crazy is that? So, have you done that awful Onslaught Triumph? Yeah, I got it done in Act 1. I don't know. I hate this focus. Like, I feel like so many Destiny players have this fixation on the strike playlist, on the Vanguard playlist. I'll never understand it. It's like, do you guys like really just for fun, you just hop into strike playlist and just run them? Like, more power to you. I'm not here to tell you not to do that. I guess like if you're enjoying yourself, but when I think of like new interesting content, and I could list 500 things. Let me tell you, fucking new strikes isn't anywhere on that list. I do not care at all. It is something I interact with when I'm forced to because they are completely overplayed. Even new strikes are exactly the same thing as old strikes, and they just keep getting longer and longer and longer, and it's just not that fun. Even like an experience like Liminality, I approach it much more as I do it once as a campaign mission. I do it every time it's a GM. I never want to experience it as a regular strike ever. I just don't understand. The only core that needs stuff is PvP. I agree. And I don't mind like a rare cosmetic to chase every once in a while, or a good gun to chase from Gambit or strikes. But you know, Gambit is only Gambit. But like strikes, you have GMs. Like, why would I ever play normal strikes versus GMs? Like, I'm just not going to. So I don't know. I'm interested how this changes with the portal system coming with Frontiers. You know, I feel like there's going to be much more targeted gameplay with that. As they described it, we still have not seen a lot of that, but I'm interested. Pretty sure a good chunk of players just mindlessly running strikes over and over again. I could never, dude. I could never. So I don't know. I would much rather them take our time and focus it on running new activities, especially when there's schools like Tomb of Elders. Tomb of Elders had so much potential. Do I think it's a perfect activity? No, I've talked about this. Like, I think they should have leaned into like the rotating modifiers and the roguelite stuff a little bit harder, a lot a bit harder, like oil. I think the activity itself is pretty good. I like the cadence and the different enemies, and some of the objectives are really fun, but there's no reason to run it. Like, the loot just fucking sucks. Like, that's what I wish they would focus on. I wish instead of every season being like, no, you need to play 7 hours of Gambit this act and you need to play 7 hours of strikes. What if they're like, yeah, look, we expect you to get 10, 15 hours of gameplay out of Tomb of Elders over the course of the next 4 months. Here are the rewards that you are grinding for, and like actually focus on that. Instead of just having an activity just for the sake of an activity with no reason to run it that isn't narrative. No, everyone has friends to play with, and that's why they do strikes. Dog, I've been playing with my friends probably the least amount ever in this last act. Fire Team Finder, LFG, they work just fucking fine. I would also add that this is in some ways a good problem to have, because this is only a problem if your cake tastes good, right? If your cake is trash, no one wants to eat it, and that's not a discussion at all. Well, I feel like the conversation has been slowly changing towards the tail end of that comment. For all the doom and gloom going around, not entirely undeserved, I think the cake is very much not trash. I've become an even more hardcore casual Destiny 2 player since the final shape. I log in when there's new stuff to do or collect, or when my friends want to do a dungeon or raid or GM, and I let the game chill otherwise. Even as a person who has nearly max triumph score, soon to be amended, has every guild, gets every title, this is how I'm approaching the game. Like, I still feel like, even though I'm doing absolutely everything, I feel like I'm playing less Destiny than ever before. And that's just a wild problem to have in year 10 of the franchise, you know what I mean? On the narrative side, with Kell's Fall putting a bow on this episode, Vernish says, our only goal is to have an act that is emotionally resonant, that does justice to the world and characters, and does right by their character arcs. On that front, I look forward to the reading response to the handling of Aramis, whose resolution, anticipated since Beyond Light in 2020, was more of a redemption arc than I ever expected. Speaking of which, there's been a greater push for finality as Destiny 2 gears up for its... Oh, damn, I was really hoping he was going to go into the Aramis stuff. It was our desire to leave all the characters pretty settled at the end of this episode. We had another hanging thread with Mithrax and the influences of Nezarac's curse on him, which plays big in the season, kind of. And then his relationship with both Ido and his daughter, or Ido, his daughter, and then also with Aramis, who has a different idea for Elixir unity of Elixir nationalism than Mithrax does. And so we really wanted to leave Mithrax, Fikrul, and Aramis in kind of a settled place, though we didn't have those threads flapping in the wind anymore as we turn our attention to some really exciting unnamed things in the future. That excites me. There's always tension between finding a satisfying bow or button to put on a storyline and leaving oneself room to grow, leaving threads to pick up later down the road. Every time we do a single mission, every time we write any script, we are always asking ourselves, where do we want to leave the player in relation to the characters? And sometimes I look back and think we might wish that we settled some things that we left open, and other times we wish that we left ourselves a little bit more room to maneuver. So I think this is like saying, to me, everything that they've been saying is like, yeah, the Reese plot threads, eventually those are going somewhere, which makes me really excited. So it's how I always approach the game, but my friends just don't raid as much anymore, and there's not that much new stuff to collect. Yeah, that's exactly where we are. Right? It's weird because, yeah, it's so, I feel like Vespers had a good bit of staying power for a dungeon, for me at least, farming out stuff and solving puzzles. Like, I think it lasted longer in my personal like zeitgeist than like Warlord's Ruin, or Warlord's Ruin stuck around a little bit because of Indebted though. Duality, like, oh no, Duality we farmed too for the red borders. Tower of the Watcher died immediately for me. It was done after week 2. Or Spire of the Watcher, excuse me. Ghost of the Deep, we farmed for a little bit, but pretty much died pretty much immediately for me. I would say Vespers is the dungeon that has had the longest staying power in recent history for me. I think Prophecy has had the longest of all time, but that's because they refresh it like 4 times. So, Vespers Host is what I would consider to be the best complete dungeon experience ever. I think Warlords is a better front to back like mechanic. Like if I'm just gonna go run a dungeon and I'm really excited about the mechanics, probably Warlords is higher. But Vespers, if you take like the day 1 experience, the puzzles, the loot, the complete like narrative experience, the visual design, all of the encounters themselves, like I think Vespers is like by far the best complete dungeon package we have ever had, even though it might not be the best like front to back experience, if that makes sense. So as you replay Kell's Fall and you finish these characters arcs, you'll find Scorn music notes scrolled on the wall. These may end up being a bigger allure for some players than the act finale. Yes. Technical designer and Scorgan mastermind Ashley Baker. Do I follow this individual on Twitter? Because they are one of my new favorite people. Ashley Baker. I need their Twitter handle, because I do not appear to follow an Ashley Baker. I might. Is it that Ash? I actually do follow a couple Ashes. I don't know their last name. Like, it's so hard. I don't know. Anyways, amazing job. Really cool. I'm interested to see how it plays into the... once again, like, I wish there's a little bit more diversity with puzzles overall in the mission, but how the Scorn was used is really fucking cool. Players discover new notes and pipes are restored by some mystery character skirting around the castle. So if you're able to blast through the entire Act 3 story in one day, you'll have a fully fixed organ. I love when games make me bust out some pen and paper, and I get the feeling Scorn will do that. You're trying to find the notes in different locations, where they are in those locations, and the order that they are matches the order of the melody that can be played in the Scorn. Some melodies may unlock secret passages, while others might screw you over. And then there's an extra secret ones for our music-savvy players, if they can figure those out, and they might have a couple extra reactions. And so this is why I want to see the text strings for the mission, because like the Scorn, like every time you correctly enter a code, with the exception of the Savathun one, it pops up in chat. And so if there are extra ones, that would tell us to keep looking for it. So that kind of giving context to what I was saying earlier. Yeah, I'm on Blue Sky yet. So I think if Gambit Prime would return, it would definitely have the playlist. So yeah, once again, like, no. But I just don't think so. Gambit Prime at its core does not offer a different experience than regular Gambit. You know, it just makes the players do more. But why would they? It's not more rewarding. It's not more like mechanically interesting. It just is like, all right, you have this specific job. That's just not... I think if your answer to like content is to default on stale content from the past from Destiny 1 or Destiny 2, I think that is already an incorrect approach. The entire I cannot stress enough, franchises are not built to last 10 years. Things don't last this long. And that is because people become like once you fully learn something and you fully experience something, people move on to new stuff. And so for something like, you know, Star Wars or the MCU to continue being good or successful, they need to change the script. And both have failed to do that, which is exactly why both of those franchises are decreasing in popularity or in retention. And Destiny's going through the same thing. We cannot say the answer to Destiny's problems is defaulting back to Forsaken or defaulting back to Destiny 1. No, we need new. We need innovation. We need our expectations to be completely fucking obliterated. You know? More old, stale shit is not going to make new things feel any better. Oh, yes, I do follow that. I do follow that, Ash. Good. Good stuff. Ooh. Appreciate you. Thank you very much, Wobby. It's not Destiny fatigue, it's bad game fatigue. I would not say that. I would say it is Destiny fatigue because people are convinced that we already know what Destiny is. We already know what Destiny has to offer. It's not a bad game. We've just experienced it all. We've done it. What is another strike? We know what strikes are. What's another dungeon? Dungeons for a couple weeks are going to be awesome, but then it's just going to go into the same thing. What is more Gambit? We already know what Gambit is. What is another campaign? We already know what a Destiny campaign is. It is. I disagree. I don't think it is bad game fatigue. I think it is Destiny fatigue. And so Bungie's entire thing that they have to do, this monstrous hill that they have to climb, is to redefine what Destiny is, to once again subvert our expectations, exceed our expectations, and completely just like be like, no, you're wrong. You don't know what Destiny is. Destiny can evolve, and this is where Destiny is going. That's what they need to do. It's Destiny fatigue. And it's hard. And I would, and once again, like I really try to stray away from things like this is I'm going to pick on you a little bit. I would say Destiny 3 outside of Soul with a ton of innovation will be the solution. Yeah, okay, I didn't see the ton of innovation thing when I said I was going to pick on you there. A lot of people are like, oh, we just need a Destiny 3. We just need to go outside the solar system. But at the end of the day, like if Destiny 3 is just more Destiny 2, or going outside the solar system is the same thing, just somewhere like with a different skybox, then that doesn't matter. It's still the same. You can put a different label on it all you want, but it's still the same. It's like how I argue all the time though, like Black Armory, the Forges, is exactly the same as the European Aerial Zone. They're exactly the same. They look different. They, the music might be different. The way you loot from the activities might be different, but the activities themselves are exactly the same. They are, it's kill things, throw balls into a central point until you have enough balls thrown in the central point, and then you get loot. They're the same. And so it's Bungie's challenge is not like, hey, let's go find a different solar system. Let's go to Tor Bottle. Let's go to Reese or whatever. Especially now that the narrative's kind of coming to a conclusion, the narrative push in our subconscious is going to be a little bit less. They truly have to change the formula. And that's a very difficult thing to do after 10 years. So it is very much like, we can ask for Destiny 1 all you want, and you can ask for Destiny 3, which all you want. But at the end of the day, if these things are just more than of what we already have, then it's going to have reduced retention power, and the peaks are going to be lower. So that's an important thing to know. I'm not saying that, yeah, and that's why Aziz, like I pointed out, your line there, a ton of innovation. I think when you couple like the subconscious yearning for us to leave the solar system, but then you couple that with new activity, variations on gameplay, a better loot chase that is completely different than what we expect and we've grown to know, then that can be very powerful, right? Like new systems, if you change the skybox, are going to hit a lot harder somewhere new than if we're just doing it in the EDZ, right? But you have to perfect both of those things, and they have to be rolled out at the same time, and they have to hit really hard. It's a hard thing to do. No. Onslaught is a lot different because it's got higher enemy density. It has side objectives for you to do, and then it has the breaks and the activity flow, and you go and go and go. The Forges and European Aerial Zone have pretty much the same level of enemy density. The activity times run for about the same amount of time. Maybe Forges, some of them were a little smaller, although Izanami is easily as big as the European Aerial Zone, at least the playable space now. It's not, they are much more comparable. Onslaught has its own gameplay loop and looting system going on. That's a little bit more complex and dynamic, and that's the important part. Dynamic than either Forges or European Aerial Zone. Would you say Onslaught was an innovation into the light? Yes, and I would love to see them continue to build on it, which they've started to do. They lost kind of the plot with the looting system, I think. But yeah, Onslaught's a great example of like a horde mode in Destiny. I think there are certain changes that would have made it a little bit more interesting. Or implemented a little better, and I would love to see them continually change things and not just ride that one innovation. But yeah, like I would say like the biggest core additions into the Destiny game that they've done were the introduction through deep dives and Coil of like these rogue type mechanics. Pretty much anytime they take a different genre and they mix it with Destiny, that's what I'm talking about. That's fresh, and that stays fresh for a long time. And you can continually do different variations on it. And so, we have these new rogue mechanics that we've been doing only for a couple of years that are very interesting and still have a lot of room to grow. You have horde mode that's new and has a lot of room to grow. And if they keep hitting these sorts of interesting combinations, Destiny with different genres or different gameplay experiences, and they space them out and they change them from time to time, and they introduce good loot chases with them. That's how you keep it fresh, not with more, hey, this is essentially a strike, go do it. Destiny 2 MOBA, that could be really interesting. Oh, that's kind of what Gummy Bears is, right? Or maybe not Destiny 2 MOBA, but a Bungie MOBA. Yo, Theo, what's up? Hi, Scaro Chat Mods. It's been my absolute honor to spend my time here. Thanks for everything you do. And keep your smile. Thanks for being awesome, brother. Yo, thank you, Theo. Love your face. I hope you're having a good day. So Onslaught's so overglazed, man. Literally 8 to 10 minutes of downtime. You can't every run you can't skip it. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it is some of the biggest variation we've had on Destiny's style gameplay in a long time. There are a lot of changes I'd make to it. I'm pretty sure I've even made videos on that. I've definitely done streams about it. I've definitely done Twitter threads on it. It's not perfect. I'm not saying it is, and Bungie shouldn't sit here and say that Onslaught is perfect and that they're done innovating with it. But it is. I will take infinitely times more interesting Onslaught with a little bit too much downtime over another fucking Striker Gambit map any day of the week, or another Menagerie light activity. I would rather Onslaught Salvation versus a Catch Crash any fucking day of the week, because we've had 20 Menagerie rip-off activities, and like a horde mode thing is still fresh and new to Destiny, and I think there are good improvements that they have to make. But just because there's some things you don't like about a mode does not mean you trash the entire mode or throughout the entire thing. It's a very silly way of approaching things. This is why I'm constantly saying you have to give negative and positive feedback, because if every time an activity has a slight thing wrong with it and you're like, no, fuck that, fuck that, fuck that, then Bungie has no idea what we like as players, and then we will continually get bad guesses. But if we're like, hey, this is pretty good, it needs some changes, then the next time they do it, hopefully they address that. The approach of, no, this is awful because I'm inconvenienced for 1/90th percent of it, 1 divided by 90th percent of it, is a very silly approach that most of the Destiny community, at least the vocal community, seems to take, and I fucking hate that, dude. I've got it. We need a Destiny version of Belatra. That's really what I was hoping Season of the Witch would be, before I knew what Belatra was. But I think there's still a lot of room for deck building in Destiny. I think Destiny Rising showed that. I think it could be really interesting. They're bringing another Pantheon yet. The Scorn has a full octave for the Guardians to play, with notes meticulously concocted from over a dozen layers of sounds. Senior music editor Adam Kalibjian, sorry if I butchered that, Adam, you're awesome. It tells me the sounds include a PVC trombone, a pipe organ from Sweden, light bulbs, sonar pings, and even some percussion from a Destiny 1 track dating back to House of Wolves. The broken notes throw in an antique car horn or and a busted cello. You'll hear Scorn notes throughout the episode 2 score if you listen for them. Little extra juice that helps us sell the vampire vibe. That is so cool. Sound design fucking blows my mind, man. Baker expects and hopes to see players use the full-fledged instrument to write and play their own songs. Enabling that kind of user-generated content was central to the Scorgan's design, and point that music theory notation was woven into the Scorn runes. Whoa, what? To the point that music theory notation was woven into the Scorn runes? Really? That's super interesting. If there's another rarity better than exotics, I would fix loot chasing. This is... I don't know why it fucking bothers me so much, but people saying like it wouldn't. Like saying something so definitive. How do you not read that and be like, that's actually like incredibly like a very short-sighted and silly thing to like write that and say that definitively. The thing that will fix the loot chase in Destiny is exotic plus. Like, come on, the looting aspect of Destiny is so much deeper than just another rarity. Like, how I really need people to stop with these ridiculous 10 words definitive statements. Like, I really need it. I really need you to stop. It's just not, it wouldn't. Maybe it would be part of a fix, potentially. I don't even fucking know. But that's, like, Destiny's loot problems are so much more deep than, like, people are just bored with the legendary tier and the exotic tier. It's like it's so much deeper than that. When is Pantheon coming? A year from now. Yeah, it'd be about a year from now, because in June, July, August, we get Raid. 3 months after that, we get Raid re-release with the new mechanics or encounter or loot or whatever. 3 months after that, we get Dungeon. And then 3 months after that, we would get Pantheon or whatever the new version of that's going to be. So it'd be about a year from now. Destiny will die if we don't get the Destiny Rising gacha system. Now, I agree with that, actually. That's really good. Guys, what Destiny needs to be fixed forever is bringing back Destiny 1 and Siva and also trading. Quote, a Reddit user, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. We are, of course, going to be playing through Kell's Fall several times to fully max out Slayer's Fang and polish off the story beats. It is a cornerstone of Act 3, yet before it was even released, I saw players expressing exhaustion over another mission loop. Yep. Varied hazards and puzzles can help. But since I hadn't yet played the mission, I want to learn more about how Bungie uses building activities to suit multiple playthroughs, especially in the context of untime-gated era we're currently in. Uscope points to the addition of exotic missions to the player journey and how this affected their view that what these missions look like. It's a delicate balance. I really wish they would stop it. Like, I'm not a fan of exotic missions being part of the main narrative, to be honest. I miss when they were secret side things, and I didn't feel like Bungie was like, no, you should actually play this 20 times as part of the seasonal story. I just kind of miss the one-offs. It's this delicate balance of creating something that's not too hard, but still holds on to the core essence of what players expect out of exotic missions. Like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Like, I think Kell's Fall is a good mission. I think Encore is a good mission. I think they're good campaign missions. But I don't think they are necessarily good exotic missions, like as we have come to expect them, or even if you think about something like Whisper, Zero Hour, but even more recently, Presage, Avalon, they play into like sort of the main narrative, but they're not part of the core narrative of the season that they're in, and when you're exploring them, it's very mysterious. But with both Encore and Kell's Fall, you load in and there's like you already know what the end objective of the mission is. There's no surprise. There's absolutely no surprise with where you are going through the mission. And so at that point, like we have started turning exotic missions into campaign missions. And I think that is a huge, huge, huge loss of the immense impact that secret, mysterious, random exotic missions can truly have. Verity is unironically part of the reason game died? Dog, what the fuck? I disagree with Kell's being the worst. No, I don't think it's the worst. Like, I agree. I think the worst exotic mission, and they're all for the same reason. Like, all of my least favorite exotic missions, I think, play into this. But the worst exotic mission is Vox Machina, or Vox Machina. Whatever the fuck Vox was. Fuck that mission. Same thing, though. Same thing. There's no surprise. You know what I mean? At all. You have an end objective. You load it. It's a fucking campaign mission. Vox Obscura, thank you. The Hawkman mission, just disgusting. And it's like those two missions I think were bad campaign missions and especially bad exotic missions. I think Kell's Fall and Encore, I think they make great campaign missions. I think they make pretty poor exotic missions. Like, it's nice to have that we get the secrets in them, at least. That, like, that's cool. But the mission themselves has no mystery at all. Avalon being, like, a fucking dungeon is sick, right? Like, it's... I know it's not everyone's favorite. It's definitely up there for me. Like, I love how 3 pretty tough encounters in terms of, like, what you would expect for an exotic mission compared to something like Zero Hour or Whisper. Side puzzles... cool tie-ins to different parts of Bungie's and the narrative for Destiny. That wasn't the core mission. It's one of those, like, do you think it might be a label type issue? Because if it was an exotic mission, it would be a repeatable story mission that doesn't get vaulted. Yeah, I think that's like, I think this could be a a label thing for sure. I think it's just a disservice to Whisper, to 0 Hour, to Whetstone, even to Presage, to Avalon. I think it's an absolute disservice to those styles of missions to lump them in with Kell's Fall and Encore. I don't think Kell's Fall is a bad mission. I just don't think it hits the same, brain sectors as something like the aforementioned 5 missions there. So, Seraph Shield. Seraph Shield is an interesting in between, right? Part of the core narrative, I think, like a really, really fucking good mission. Plenty of secrets. Still pretty surprised by a lot of things that happened in that mission. But once again, like, Seraph Shield truly felt like part of that core narrative. And I think that is a disservice to Seraph Shield. I think there are enough, turns and twists through it to make it a little bit more interesting. But yeah, I can link to this article. Oh, the URL is actually too long. What if I get rid of this? There you go. Sorry, I had to remove the HTTPS www. Kell's Fall has some depth, but for Cure combat is markedly easier than the likes of Whisper 0 Hour missions, especially in the boss fight. But Kisco says they're open on making demanding missions like those again. I wouldn't say anything is off the table. I know that in a game like this, variety is amazing. That's a good point. We never want to push something like the idea of Whisper off the table for those players who enjoy it. We did Hawkmoon, and then it was like, all right, let's bring Presage in, and we brought that version with the timer back in. Some people really like it, some people don't, and that's okay. Sometimes we're going to cater to certain audiences more than others, and if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine, because the next release will probably have something more aligned to them. Dude, I always forget Dual Destiny. Dual Destiny is the perfect version of an exotic mission. Like, holy fuck. I don't know why I forget it when we're having these conversations. Dual Destiny was fucking amazing. So all that stuff's on the table, and we have a lot of vehicles to deliver those. It's not just the episodes of different acts. With the episodes, we have our future stuff that we're really excited about with Frontiers. That's an exciting way to end that. I like that. This is episode in 23 days. Yep, 3 weeks. 3 weeks and 2 days. 2 weeks. 3 weeks, 3 days. I know maths. Shotguns and Onslaught Salvation. Great. Dual Destiny didn't have much mystery, though. The discovery of Dual Destiny was a complete mystery. And I disagree with that. I disagree with that a lot. Discovering it was a really big mystery. Like, we all kind of knew it was coming, but the way it was discovered was really cool. The way the mission flowed, like, you never really knew what was coming next. There was no end goal there. I disagree. I think Dual Destiny had a very good amount of mystery for me. Defeat Scorn with Arc and Gambit, or like, what the fuck is that, dog? So you're telling me I have to stay here and reload? Oh, does Onslaught Salvation count as Vanguard ops activities? It gives you experience. I think Mayhem's up. Oh, wow. Okay, well, shit. I think Mayhem's up. I can do that one real quick. You're a solo player and log into Destiny 2. What can you meaningfully do? Like literally everything. What does that even mean? Some people are crazy, man. Like, what the fuck do you... what can you meaningfully do? 98% of the game? Also, like, it's a... like... I just don't understand... I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm too much of an elitist, but I will never, ever, 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 ever... You know how many fucking raids I've soloed? Like, what are we doing here? Like... I have zero sympathy for people if you do not have a legitimate like medical reason for being a solo Destiny player. Like if you don't have crippling social anxiety or something, if you're just a person that just likes to play solo, I have zero sympathy for you not being able to do activities in Destiny at all. Nothing, none, not even a smidgen. I do not care. One raid, you can, right now in Destiny, you can solo 3 raids. And multiple encounters of pretty much every other raid. Yeah, fuck it. I don't care if that comes off as elitist, dog. It's a goddamn massively multiplayer online game. It is. If everything in Destiny has to be designed to be completed by a solo player, that makes my experience worse because then we have less challenge everywhere else in Destiny. Then we get fewer things like dual Destiny. Then we get fewer things like fucking Grandmaster Excision. Like, I do not care. Your inability to literally go to the in-game matchmaking system is actively like fucking giving me brain rot, dog. And once again, if you have like a medical, like you know, I'm not gonna sit here and try and say like if you have social anxiety, like you're a bad person. I'll never say that. I do feel for you guys. That is something I've luckily never had to deal with. But I recognize that there are people out there that it's like definitely hard for them, and it's not something that they can control. So for those people, I do feel bad. If you're just an asshole who doesn't put in the effort, then I don't feel bad. Go fucking play Borderlands. Go play Warframe or something. Like, I do not... As a father of 71, it's time to play for 1 hour a day. I find your takes very toxic and elitist. I'm sorry. Go play Call of Duty, bro. Oh! Destiny 2 Sanctuary Discord LFG is good for people that struggle with social anxiety. That's actually really cool. I didn't know something like that exists. I guess it makes sense that something like that exists. And it's good to have those resources for people, but holy. People that don't have that issue and still complain about something like dual Destiny just because they just don't like interacting with other people or whatever, like... I cannot stress enough how many times I've done dual Destiny completely no comms. So, I just don't even... If you don't put in the effort to try, how do you expect me to put in the effort to try to sympathize with you? You know what I mean? Like, fucking hell. The dual Destiny hate was so baffling to me. It's one of the best missions I've ever seen in Destiny 2. Destiny history, man.
5 minutes.
It is, that broke me. That actually, the people seeing, like, finally getting something unique and completely, like, innovative and like, just something truly that I never would have expected to see. And then seeing, like, Reddit hate on it, that broke any capacity to attempt to sympathize with a crowd like that. Like, it just, you know, in the past, it's like, okay, I get it. Like, learning a raid can be hard if you go on LFG and you're unfortunate enough to have a bad experience or whatever. Like, I get that. That's rough, buddy. That's rough. But after Dual Destiny, it's like, okay, like you're just not putting in any effort anymore. This is ridiculous. Oh, I'm gonna die. Damn. They should make a soulable version of Dual Destiny, but you're 99 light underleveled. I like the meme, but no, still just no. I'm really glad. I'm so glad Bungie's sticking to their guns on that one, man. It would be such a disservice to the individuals who put so much time into making an amazing activity that has a really cool like narrative to it. That just like such an amazing activity. It is just so utterly. I just can't even. It's the amount of disrespect to be like, no, actually, I just don't want to play with anyone. Fuck your mission is insane. Oh, that's fucking rough for you, buddy. The end game shouldn't be for everyone. Yeah, especially like I agree with that too. Like I think I've been toying with an idea to make a video and title it something like the 10 most troubling trends I see in the Destiny community, or something like that. Top 10 things I hate about the Destiny community, something like that. And I've really put it off for a while because I don't want to like just seem like I'm hating just to hate, and also I don't want to get like fucking death threats. But very high up on that list is a reluctance to grind and actually play the game. And like you just want to be handed everything. Not you, like this is a second person you. I'm not saying any of you guys are like this, but you know, like this idea that like you shouldn't have to like actually play the game to get stuff. And then the idea that like you should never ever have to step out of your comfort zone when it comes to types of activities you play and difficulty of activities you play. Two unbelievable trends I have seen that have done nothing but just make me angry every time I read a post that reinforces those opinions I have. And I hate that. Let me guess, you don't exhibit any of those 10 things? No, I have definitely exhibited many of the 10 things. And I was even planning on opening up the video saying, look, I'm not perfect, for sure. For instance, one of the things I want to mention is like the tendency to like hate bait. I don't do that a lot. I really try to be cognizant of it, but I definitely like there are 100% you could point to videos of mine that are closer to that than they aren't. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. I have a whole list. Right here. So maybe I'll make that video. I just need to stop being a bitch about it and just fucking pull the trigger. But no, like I'm definitely self-aware that there are. Sometimes I'll look back at a tweet or an exchange I had on Twitter and I'm just like, why the fuck did I do that? Like, just don't. There's no reason to engage with people like that. Like, I just sometimes and sometimes and how I have given feedback has been incorrect. Like sometimes I've been just an asshole, you know, and it happens. I am definitely not saying I've never made a mistake, but I think it's troubling when you see these huge just swaths of the community only focus on like one type of thing. Hate it. The one that really applies to me, that I just remembered. So this is one that I'm definitely hugely guilty of. The Destiny community has a tendency when there's something that they don't care about. Anytime someone does care about it and they want it to be fixed or changed, they just fucking roast them. So, like for me, I fucking hate Gambit. And sometimes I forget that there's 4 people out there that do like Gambit, and they benefit from having Gambit in the game, and they enjoy it. And I try to, you know, work on myself and be more mindful of people like that. But you see this a lot, like when loadouts, the 1 second change was introduced, and a lot of speedrunners and low manners were like up in arms about it, because it used to be more than 1 second, right? It used to be 2 or 3 second delay, I think. And people were really disappointed about it. And then like there were like a bunch of toxic casual people that were like, why do you fucking care, idiot? Just play the game normally like it's intended, blah, blah. And it's like, that's such a toxic, like it doesn't, if a change doesn't affect you at all, hating someone who doesn't like it is a really fucking awful mentality to have. Mayhem. So, if you count in the top 10 worst things and top 10 best things, is so funny. I told you it was gonna happen. I called that shit so far in advance. That's right, Soda Shark, you're right. How many more do I need?
Mayhem simulates open war. Show me what you could do with no limits.
Bro, these are quite tedious this season, huh? Oh, I can do that here too. I'm generating orbs. Where's the fucking Mayhem one? Am I crazy? Am I being cringe right now? Oh, Jesus. 6 out of 25? I should be on Golden Gun. Actually, after this game, I think I'm going to switch to Hunter. Golden Gun's way better for this. Oh, Jesus. Yo, Maddie, man, bring me armor like this. Literally has a picture of the most mid-blue armor set imaginable. Dog, I don't even want to talk about that. When people are like, Destiny 1 has better armor sets, and then it's just a picture of Destiny 2 blue. It's literally just the duality armor set. Oh, man. But that's another one of those things. Like, if people, like, just because I don't like military armor does not mean it doesn't matter to other people. That's one of those things. I just have to... Oh, we didn't even fucking talk about the Halloween armor. Shit. After this game, we'll talk about it. I do want to talk. Because, I don't know, I think this is pretty well known, but I'm a huge horror fan. I love horror movies, and especially slashers. That being said, I'm not gonna lie. I think all 6 armor sets are pretty good. I think my least favorite armor set of the batch is the Ghostface one, which is really disappointing because Scream is like top 5 all-time favorite movie for me. I love the Scream series. And the fact that that armor, I just don't think it flows very well. I don't think it looks too great, to be honest.
Only 5 minutes left.
But I'm still gonna be very happy when we get in the game because it's sick. Why did that guy not just pick up heavy? What are you doing? You hate the way the new Halloween armor looks? That's insane. That's a great, you know, I know I just went on a mini rant about like we should be more accepting of other people's viewpoints, but that's actually like you're fucking clinically insane if you think they look bad. God fucking damn it, bro. Yeah, get fucked. Like, show some restraint in the design, man. That's insane. That's actually crazy. You're a fucking baiter. I refuse to believe that that's an actual take. It's the Babadook. So the Spectre ones are all kind of like They're more copy pastas. I think. Is Lorna, is she a... Is that a copy pasta? Or like a folktale type thing? That was the only one I wasn't familiar with right off the bat. Creepypasta, yeah, sorry, yeah. I can't believe they didn't do a, what was the guy that cut off his fucking eyelids and he bleached his face? Like the OG creepypasta? Jack or Jeff or something? It was fucking huge back in the day, man. Yeah, it was Jeff, okay. Jeff the Killer, that's right, dude.
Have my respect, Hunter.
I was a creepypasta guy back in middle school, man.
The enemy's almost won. Your enemy can't kill if they're dead.
Come back.
Your enemy has defeated you.
I feel like creepypasta was our generation's like
Don't let it
true
upset
crime.
you. This
Did you believe in Slenderman? No, I was fucking high school when Slenderman came out. But
try
that shit was
throwing
so
more
dope.
grenades.
One of Victoria and my first date was playing Slenderman. Anyways, let's pull this shit up, dude. This shit is so cool. I think that out of all the teams right now, the armor team, if you think about some of the fucking insane armor we have had over the last 2 years, really since Witch Queen, I think if I had to pick like the team that has cooked the absolute hardest since Witch Queen, I think it's the armor team. Like just some of the fucking insane stuff they have put in the game. No way you're back in high school back in 2009? No, I graduated high school in 2015. So I was in high school in 2011. It really started getting popular my sophomore year, though. It's like when I remember the computer game getting super popular. So like 2012. Yeah, if these are, they have to be animated, man. The dragon wings are animated. These have got to be animated. Yeah, so honestly, like, I'm a big Friday the 13th fan. I'm not a big fan of this armor set. I'm a big Ghostface fan. I'm not, or Scream fan, but I'm not a big fan of this armor set. Scarecrow looks fucking awesome. Looks so good. Is this supposed to be from the Scarecrow series? Because originally I was like, oh, they're going for Jeepers Creepers. But the face, Jeepers Creepers has like a fucking ugly face. It's not a pumpkin. And I don't think they're going for Trick or Treat. Yeah, I really don't think they're going for Trick or Treat. So it's got to be the Scarecrow series or just like a generic. Just a generic Scarecrow. Might just be that. But it's really fucking good. Babadook, La Llorona, and Slenderman. This, my friends, might be one of my favorite armor sets of all time. This cloak is absurd. I love long torn cloaks. Absolutely fucking absurd. These gauntlets are absurd. The fucking ripped up dress is absurd. The boots are absurd. Like, just what the fuck, dude? I'm just like envisioning this with like the blood shader on it, or like a black shader on it. Oh my fucking god, dude. Jesus. I am just absolutely floored here. Always strike a balance between goofy armor and grounded Destiny 1 armor. Dog, we spent fucking 5 years of Destiny 2 getting, like, Destiny 1 armor. Like, let him cook, man. Let him cook. You have an entire backlog. This one looks really fucking good. Slenderman, yeah, if the tentacles move, it's over. I hope the bond moves too. I don't think it will. But holy shit, dude. This suit, even if you don't use the helmet, this suit is gonna be drippy on some different builds, man. Scarecrow's really good. Like I said, like I like some of the finer details of Ghostface. Like I like how like you've got his machete here. I think that's really, or not machete, his what the fuck are those curved knives called? Anyways, you can kind of see the design influence there. I just wish it went deeper. I wish it looked more like Ghostface. Still pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of the chest piece here. I don't think that looks very good. And then I wish the color schemes on the Jason one flowed a little better, but the mask is so sick. Oh man, Jesus. I think so right now, even though I 100% prefer slasher movies to like, I'm not a big fan of like horror movies that are like, especially like religious ones like Ghost or Demon-y or what. Look, it's never really been my thing. I don't find them super convincing or interesting. It's just kind of like, oh great, you know, whatever. I'm much more of a slasher fan. I think the execution of the Spectre armor sets was just impeccable, dude. Yeah, nice super bozo.
Double down, triple down. Look at them fall.
Oh, really? I'll have to check that out, Dio. Good shout.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, come on, get out.
What you do with that.
Oh, no, come on. Damn. It's funny to me how they got away with this so easily. Wait, what do you mean?
They've taken the lead. You could turn this
Like
around.
IP and stuff, you mean?
Your enemy can't kill if they're dead.
I wonder if Friday the 13th... I mean, it's old, man. I don't know, like, how the rights to that sort of stuff work. But also, it's just like a hockey mask, right? So that would make sense. I just hope they keep, like, the dragon armor sets are insane. These armor sets are insane. I mean, holy dude. They've just been cooking so hard. And they committed to putting, so this is something I missed my first read through. They said that the winning set will come for Festival of the Lost, and the losing set will just be added to the game later in the year, before the next Festival of the Lost. So we are 100% getting all 6 of those armor sets, which is awesome. They're also adding the wizard sets. So the dragons one, was it the dragon versus the wizards? Is that what it was? No, it was the wizards versus the bugs? Or was it light wizards versus dark wizards? What the fuck was it? It was light versus dark wizards, right? Whatever, the good wizards, yeah, good versus bad wizard. The good wizards lost. They are being added sometime next season. So I like this new approach. I think that's awesome. I want justice for my spider warlock though. Bro, the damage that the super deals is so inconsistent. I do not understand. Mento, I think you're just a troll, buddy. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's like when people complain like that Call of Duty weapon skins have gotten too crazy. It's like, man, are you really that anti-fun? Like, it's a video game, you know what I mean? It's a video game where you literally run around murdering people. Like, I think you're allowed to have a bong on your gun, dude. I think that's okay. Now, the day we get like full-on anime skins in Destiny, I'll agree with you. I'll rage. If I get teabagged by like a cell-shaded waifu character or whatever in Destiny, it's over. I'm never playing again. I'm uninstalling on the fucking spot. Okay. Can we get the weed set in Destiny? Can you imagine? This is just Shaq's voice line. Get high forever, Guardian! Fuck it all. Fucking break free. Yeah, the game to give stuff. I can't wait till they like officially. They have not even given us a look at that yet. But you know, you can see it in the database. It looks fucking awesome, dude. There's a couple emblems. They haven't told us which ones are which yet. Like how much people are gonna have to donate, or if there's any creator emblems or anything. I'm sure we'll figure out like next week, because it starts in 2 weeks. So I bet we'll figure out next week which ones are what. But the cosmetics for Game to Give this year are fucking awesome, dude.
You're defeated. Fight again. Persistence is key.
Plus 20.
I'm sorry. There is no Redrix's Claymore for losing matches. But perhaps there should be. Arsight, grab a pen and paper. I have an idea.
What the fuck? Let's look at some of these cosmetics, man. They look awesome. So the theme for Game to Give is like comic book themed this year. Where shaders at? Is the shader already in collections? Is that it? Wait. Doesn't that kind of look like a heart? What's the shader called? I feel like I've seen it in game, but maybe not. So we can see the other one, the Ship and the Sparrow, definitely in game. Was there a shader called Tetanus? Bro, Tetanus. Did I make this up? Is it not in game? It might be in where the fuck is this shit? Dude, I'm gonna lose my mind. No, the flashing doesn't really bother me now. Destiny database. We'll see stuff that was added to the database this season. Then we'll do cosmetic. Do cosmetic? What the fuck do you mean? Why does it keep going down to aura? I want cosmetic, bro. Was it with last season? All right, something's breaking here. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, here we go. So the shader is comic booky. You can't see it yet. Introduced in 25. That's what I fucking thought. 1 second. We're gonna find everything here. We're breaking the rules. Oh, 2,000 items. Are you fucking serious? All right, let's get rid of. Well, can I do Sparrow? Can I just do Sparrow? God damn it! I know there's a ship and a Sparrow. I've seen them. Why is just cosmetic not working? Can I just do ship and Sparrow? Oh, here we go. Okay, okay, okay. So that's that one. Or is it a Sparrow and a ghost shell, maybe? All right, well, at the very least, we have this Sparrow. So this is what they're going for. The cell-shaded comic book thing, which looks insane. And then that, look, the shader has the same, like, dotted pattern. So it looks like the shader is going to make your character cell-shaded, which is going to be unreal, dude. Look, I'm not here to tell the Bungie Foundation how to raise money. But this shader better be $100. Jesus Christ. Yeah, cell-shaded guns, cell-shaded armor, cell-shaded, like, literally everything in the game. With, like, a pretty cool color scheme, too, like the blue and red. That's a classic. Are we thinking the Riven style quest, Riven's Wish style quest is going to drop next week? Yeah. I think they'll give us 3 weeks to do it. I think that's pretty standard. So, yeah, I would expect that and the Skull thing to go live on Tuesday. For sure. Chatterwhite will come back as part of that quest. I don't know. Is it actually called Chatterwhite? I think it's like a Chatterwhite mimic, but I don't know if it has the same name. I don't remember. Yeah, we'll probably get that last week too. Ability Final Blows and Crucible Gambit. Looks like I need to do a lot of Gambit shit, dude. Defeat. Well, I can get Void ability kills in Vanguard. Void ability kills in Gambit. Yeah. All right, we're gonna do Void ability kills in Gambit. Do I have a Void build? What's the Void grenade on Prismatic? And then it's Void ability kills in Gambit, Void ability final blows, Void damage, arc damage. Okay, so Void damage. Let me find like. We love Gambit. We love Gambit. So I lied to you right there. How did that feel? How does it feel to get lied to? Kell's Vengeance is not bugged. It'll come out probably next week. based off of the TWAB. Yeah, it's Scorn specifically, so I'm gonna, I guess, just keep playing Gambit until I fucking find. I hit 69,420 enhancement cores yesterday. Are you proud of me? Yes, actually, that's pretty sick. Yo, Memphis, what's up? Are you more hyped about the Dreadnought coming back with hopefully new secrets to discover, or the new dungeon? Dungeon, for sure. I'm very excited about the new Dreadnought, and I hope they make it like a patrol space, like the Leviathan, but we'll see. I'm really excited for the new dungeon. I think they have a chance to do something really fucking cool, so. Three weeks away, yeah. Isn't that insane? We don't know where the dungeon will be. Look, you guys know my copium is the dungeon is Shiva Wrath. We shall see. I would love for that to be the case. I kind of feel like we're going to kill her in the exotic mission over and over and over again, though. But I hope that is not true. Yeah, it is an epilogue thingy. If the dungeon's on the Dreadnought, I might actually just cease to exist out of excitement. Really? There is a Skolas version of Prison of Elders. Now, I was hoping it was just going to be the Skolas fight from Destiny 1. That kind of does not appear to be the case, because if you go to the press room, the pictures of Skolas actually has them in the Fallen room. Although maybe it is the Skolas. Can you imagine if they just bring back the Skolas fight from Destiny 1? That would actually be, with like a cool cosmetic, that would actually be pretty lit. I might try to take a half day on Tuesday. I don't know if I have any meetings or anything, but if I don't have any meetings, I'll try to take a half day, and because I can use the other half day for the episode. Yeah, I'll probably do. It's nice to have content. Pretty sure the ship they added from Act 3. Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. They did. They added the Destiny 1 Queen ship. That's pretty fire.
Ding, 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 ding.
Wouldn't be surprised if we get an announcement for an episode 3 stream and hopefully a Frontier stream soonish. Agreed. Agreed.
Welcome aboard. Wonder if Cabal get the jitters before a fight. Sure hard to tell under those helmets.
The Dreadnought is pretty sick.
Get ready for transmat. Give me those motes and I'll make you rich, brother. I promise.
Not Scorn.
Incoming wave at the drill.
They said, I think there's a link in the TWAB, or there's an email. I'm very interested because they said that the activity next season is like a mix between Shattered Realm and Coil, which is a very weird combination.
Hostiles incoming at the base.
I don't really know what that looks like. Bruh.
Invaders here. Brace yourself. You just dropped a taken on
Oh,
the
where's our
other
fourth
side.
guy thing?
Hope you're proud. I am. Portals prime. Go make a mess. You're invading. Make a mess. Ooh, you just robbed that Guardian blind. Enemy invading.
Oh my god, brother. Get a better fucking router, Jesus.
10 seconds.
Where'd he go? Is it me lagging? Shattered Realm was Season of Lost.
I spot a high
When we typically get to see the artifact
Get them
mods,
down. Get those
sometimes
notes
in
to
the
the
12v4.
It's time for a primeval. Portal's ready. Grab your gun. Incoming wave at the drill. Moat's draining. The blockers must die, brother. Embrace the darkness. Take out those guardians. One down. 2 for 1.
Damn it. I shouldn't have tried to peek that, but I kind of wanted to ego a little bit. Hive Dread Dungeon, that would be pretty sick. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a Taken.
Watch your back. Invader incoming.
He's over on the drill.
They wanted a fight. You gave it to them. Enemy invader down.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the day
Blame
one.
them for trying.
So last day one we get for. Oh no, that's not true. We get a
Your
raid
enemy
fairly
called
soon
up a
actually.
primeval. Finish this before they do. You're ahead. This is what the Taken feel. Revel in this. That's 1. 2 down. 10 seconds and I pull you back. 3 down. Welcome back.
It's got to be the longest primeval phase of all time.
Envoys in the dirt. Now kill the big guy. Vader inbound. Hunt.
Bruh.
That primeval's nearly dead. You're invading. Make a mess. That's 1.
I think he's just lagging? Because he killed me fine there. I don't fucking know. Or my teammates are struggling. Like, kill the fucking thing, man.
Burn it down.
Primeval Slayer times 8. Fucking melt it.
You gained the lead.
Jesus.
Primeval's nearly dead. Brother, you've got some moves.
Final mission of Act 3 should have been the Nez encounter, but you have to low man it. That would have been fucking awesome. People would have freaked out, but that would have been awesome.
Nice work. They're gonna talk about that fight all the way over in the Tangled Shore, soon as I tell them.
Bro, this guy's belly button is looking at me. It's fucking weird. All right, give me Scorn. Come on, Drifter. Give me Scorn so I can get it done in one game. Yeah, Void is specifically Scorn shit. Season pass. I don't know. To me, the ending of this season, like I know technically, Nez can come back at some point, but to me, the ending of this season was like Bungie saying, "Now we're actually probably done with Nez." I don't know if other people agree with that, but that's kind of how I read it. The Nightfall this week is corrupted, so you just go to Blind Well. Oh. Do I have... Oh. That's actually, like, so fucking huge. Do I have anything with just Gambit? Oh, wow, you might save me like fucking hours of my life. Wait, what? Oh, because I have Prismatic on? Are you serious?
All right, Mavericks. Ready to see what you're fighting today? Hi.
Do you ever think we'll get the last Darkness subclass? Yeah, for sure. I don't know if it'll be Darkness subclass, but just because we're leaving this saga does not mean we're done with subclasses. I've said this a lot of times. I think it'd be really cool for Prismatic to be kind of the mode of them slowly introducing a new subclass. I'm sure responding to the feed as I hear it. I haven't been here since the beginning of stream, but I just don't like. I can't really respond to what you're responding to because you're having conversation with me from 2 hours ago, so I have like literally no idea what the hell you're talking about. Like, so once you have the new loot, you quit because listening to your rant, it sounds like there's not a reason to play. You're not getting the new tier of rewards. I have max triumph score in the game. I am the last person that you should accuse of quitting once they get the new rewards. I'm one of like 20 people in the world, so it's a very weird question to ask me specifically. Maybe it's probably closer to like 80, but still, it's a very weird question to frame at me in such a hostile way. Like, I'm literally grinding. I've been playing for 2 hours today, and I have everything in the game. Like, what? I'm answering. Can someone tell him I'm answering this, like, right now?
Imperium blocker heading over. Your allies in.
Because I think he's still 2 hours behind. I'll just try to slay out this game.
Invaders down, but they scored a kill. Invader inbound. Hunter. Hostiles incoming at the burrow. High value target. Burn it down.
Oh, come on, get that kill, get that kill. I don't know what is going on today.
You can relax.
But either this gun sucks, or I'm lagging, or they're lagging. Thank you, Lab. Thanks, Kyle.
Portal's ready. Go say hello.
Alright, we're going... Because I need kills with the Void subclass, so I gotta kind of get a bunch of kills
Embrace
here.
the darkness. Take out those guardians. Moat's draining. The blockers must die, brother.
That was awesome. Quite skilled at what I do. This is why they know me as Scarrow9 the Gambit man. Because I gotta walk in and pop off and then immediately die. That's the classic. Okay, here's where I leave the channel because unless it queues me up to where the feed is when I join, it's a really trash experience. Dog, I don't fucking...
Invader incoming.
A, I'm like 100% sure if you click on a YouTube stream, it brings you to live. B, if it doesn't, that's not my goddamn fault.
Opposing team's got a primeval. Kill yours now. Enemy invader down. Hey, you can't blame him for trying. That primeval's compromised. Hit it with everything you've got. Your allies invaded. The lead's yours.
Everyone has the time to listen to. We only want new stuff. Until we're out of new stuff, I don't know why I feel engaged. Dog, yeah, like, once again, you're talking to one of, like, a handful of people with every title, every guild, max triumph score. Like, you're literally yapping about something you know literally nothing about. I'm the last person on this planet to accuse of stopping once I have all the new stuff. That is an absurdist statement.
Your allies back with 2 kills under their belt. Envoy's dead. Kill the primeval.
Fucking goes to a Michelin chef. Oh, so you just stopped cooking when you've tried every food, huh? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Invader incoming. That primeval's not long for this world. Burn it down and take this Gambit. Enemy
Oh, that's
invader
embarrassing.
down. You can relax. Your allies invaded. Envoys in the dirt. Now kill the big guy.
How dare you play a game?
Sometimes I
Yeah,
forget
honestly.
you killed a god or two.
Oh, this game you have 10,000 hours in? I think you actually stop playing once you're done. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You fight till there's nothing left. I could use someone like you.
Yeah, I think I
on
need
my
like
next
one
crew.
more Gambit game there. Where's the... Okay, yeah, one more game, and then I'm done with Gambit. Cool. Cool. I'm actually quite worried I'm gonna struggle to hit plus 20 this season. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I'm millions and millions of XP away... Am I fucked? Like, I don't even understand. How much XP does this shit give you? It's a sick shit. Yeah, they changed the XP requirements? Like, how much? Just being a fire team when you pop everything? Oh, yeah. You used to have to hit rank 401, now you need to hit 408. Oh, shit, dude. What? How many people fucking have this? Wow. Plus 21? How did you get that? I feel like I've been playing a lot of Destiny this season. Holy shit. I feel like I'm actually like really in trouble. Trying to think of like what I can do. Yeah, I'll unlock all of these and then join on a fire team. Ember, and then max XP. Didn't they get rid of? They got rid of the ghost XP mod. It's gone, right? Oh, oh my god, it's not gone. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh my god, I thought they got rid of it. Oh no, I've been throwing. This is not good. This is not good. I am fucked. I still got 3 weeks. Oh, and we still have all the Raven shit. Or we'll be fine. We'll be fine, right? Like that. Those quests will surely give a ton of XP.
Scorn approaching. It's time to bang knuckles. Scorn blood can be flammable. Don't get... Prepare for trip. Kill the hostiles. Grab the moats, drop them in the bank.
Maybe I'll just go farm, I'll go farm, bounties on the moon. Is that still the play? The repeatable Eris bounties? Do they still give, like, an absurd amount of XP like they used to?
Incoming wave at the drill.
I think we're done with seasonal challenges. I don't think there are 3 more weeks of it, but there might be. Not same as any, but you can do them really fast though. Yeah. I just don't. I didn't remember if they like nerfed that. Pathfinder farming's the best play right now. Yeah, I guess it with like Crucible, it's really easy to do. Or if it's blind well this week, just fucking go for it. Oh shit!
You sent a large blocker to the other side. Don't tell the Vanguard.
Alright, well I have 3 weeks. I'm not too bothered. We'll be okay. Between all these and the weekly quest,
Hostiles inbound at the
I think I'll be okay.
Invaders off the field.
Okay, and 1 more week of seasonal challenges too. Good.
Watch it. You're shedding moats. Kill the blockers. Watch your back. Invader incoming. High value target identified. Get him.
Damn it. We're getting fucking obliterated, dude. I guess I just need a couple of Guardian kills. I don't really care about winning or losing.
Enemy invader down. Hey, you can't blame him for trying.
And our 3 weeks of bonus XP as well.
Opposing team's got a primeval. Once it dies, they win. Portal's ready. Embrace the darkness. Take out those guardians. That's one. That's two. Hostiles incoming at the base.
Legendary gameplay by Chicken Jack 007.
You're nearly there. Fill the bank. Get that primeval up. Portal's up. Go take him out. This is what the Taken feel. Revel in this.
God damn it.
Envoy's taking a dirt nap. Primeval time.
Did I get the fucking... I didn't get
The
it.
enemy team's
Oh, I don't
about
want to
to
have to
win
play
this.
one more match,
Improve.
man. That's
You're being
tragic.
invaded. Find them before they find you. And that's
You need
it.
39 million? How do you tell like how much you have for the season? I'm gonna have to fucking play one more Gambit game. God damn it, bro. Uh, 17 plus 17 and then 2.1 million. Oh, Jesus. That is not the information I wanted to hear, Lab. I wanted you to be like, oh, you're actually 90% done. That's brutal. That is brutal. And I can't even AFK overnight anymore because they'll ban me. Okay. 3 weeks to do it. It's a triumph to be plus 20. And it's a triumph that gets retired after the season, too. When did this change go into effect? I don't remember having trouble last season. But I guess last season had all the final shape grinding too, huh?
All right, all right, all right. Let's see what we've got. Cabal on the field. Time for a gunfight. Cabal are famous
Oh, it's all
for
good.
their discipline. Makes it even more satisfying. Let's hunt some hostiles, brother. Bring their moats to the bank.
Yeah, and last season I wouldn't have noticed it because all the final shape shit meant that we got plenty of XP all the time. I literally needed one more kill. That is unbelievable.
Hostiles.
Oh, actually,
incoming at the depot.
Okay, so now Rift is not available. Throne World. Let's unselect that for now. Yeah, the Weasel got me, that's right. So Orbs of Power in Vanguard. Arc in Vanguard. Is it arc damage? So let me put on an arc gun. This is contest, not tomb. That's like the full run too. Jesus. Orbs of Power and Revenant activity. So I'll just go do some contest and tomb. Oh my god. Momentum control. Stasis arc. Void. I was just gonna lock my loadouts. Stasis arc void. Void, and it'll do an arc machine gun actually. Good show. I want you to do LFG raid vids because I want to spend my time doing other things that are not that.
We're approaching the temple, Petra.
Copy that. Standing by.
Wait, why? Oh, oh. I'll have to check some of them out. I think I saw one like a long time ago, but I don't really watch a lot of Destiny content, to be honest. Yo, plenty of people here. It's bumping. 2 Guardian rank 2s is crazy. And their Xbox names. Do you think they'll reveal Frontiers with Heresy? That's something that I've been wondering myself. I don't know. I honestly do not know. Like a joint stream would be interesting, right? But I don't know, they might want their own type of thing. Like, they might want them to be separated. Like, I like the shorter streams for the episodes. I think they're pretty fun. I would expect Frontiers to have a pretty big production to it, though. New to Destiny, any tips? Just enjoy it, man. That feeling of not knowing what the hell's going on, I would give anything to experience that in Destiny again. Clip all you can, that's insane. Now, it's a great game. It's a great game. There's so much content, man. Fuck all the haters. It's not in the best state it's ever been in, but it was like 6 months ago, so they're not too far off. A couple comments underneath the D2 Flip archive tweet of ATP losing over so far. Honest with people who clear enough to understand the context are great. What are they saying? Like, no big deal or what? Or is that where he's like, Taylor Swift, you have to marry me now or whatever? Wait, am I in the Destiny 2 clip archive? Bro, I've had some legendary crash outs and reactions, man. My Atheon shit better be in there. That's all I'm saying. It's so funny because when I did solo Atheon, when I did solo Atheon, I was one of like 20 something people, 26 people, something like that. It was a big deal. Okay, took a long time to do. Now, like, anyone and their mom can just roll up and solo Atheon, no problem. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? It was. I worked so hard for it. You didn't earn it. Dude, that's so toxic. I hope they return the old campaign back as downloadable content someday. The problem, like, you see this a lot. I don't know who's spreading this misconception. The reason old content was removed for Destiny, like, it was kind of sold to the public as like a way to clear up hard drive space, but they made it very clear that the primary reason that they removed things from the game was because it made the game unstable on the back end. Like, the Red War campaign isn't just not in Destiny because they're afraid to make us download 5 more gigs of data or whatever. That's just a silly thing that silly people say, but that's not the truth. Reason was they were moving to a new engine or a reformatted engine with Beyond Light. I don't know what the correct terminology, but they were a new version of the engine with Beyond Light. And in order to keep everything, they had to rework it for the new engine. The new, I don't know if it was just lighting or if there was more to it than that. I don't know the technicalities. I'm not going to pretend to. But any piece of content that's pulled from vanilla into now has to be reworked to fit with the Beyond Light engine changes. So they had to make very real decisions about which pieces of content were being kept and which were not. In addition to the fact that they've said 100 times that when the game gets too big, it gets incredibly unstable and hard for them to work on. Now, I don't think that's a great thing to have. You know, like, obviously I'm not trying to defend the decisions or whatever. I think that sucks either way, but let's at least talk about it using correct terminology, you know what I mean? Or correct-ish terminology is a funny thing for me to say, but yeah, and I know for a fact a lot of the stuff that was ported over was done by contractors too. Like, it wasn't even like official Bungie employees. They were there for short terms to port the activities over, and then they're gone now. They don't work there anymore. How many kills are these seasonal challenges? Right on. I should have kept Prismatic on for this, because then I could have done all the different ability types. But yeah, that's why I'm like, every time someone's like, well, I wish they would just add all the raids back as downloadable content or campaigns or whatever. Like, they still have to rework it. Like, they have to spend all the manpower to do that. And then it still makes the back end of the game bigger. Like, it's not... Just because it's a choice to download it or not does not mean it doesn't interact with the rest of their framework. You know what I mean? Like, it's still part of the game. So it doesn't address 2 out of the core 3 issues. It literally, that suggestion literally only fixes the public-facing reason they gave. That was just Luke Smith's or whoever's way of trying to sell it to the public in a way that they care about. Oh, we're saving you space. But it was by far the smallest and I would say least valid of the 3 reasons that was presented, in my opinion and understanding. Nobody would touch the raids if they came back? I don't necessarily agree with that, but as someone who likes to spend a lot of time in raids, maybe a lot of people wouldn't, I don't know. I don't know, but honestly, I don't know what they can do with the new player experience other than bringing them back. Well, that's their job to figure out, right? But bringing back old stuff, as I've said 100 times, is not the way to move the franchise forward. I'm really like, I was tweeting this out the other day. I think Bungie has to make a conscious decision to stop caring about having the biggest game ever with Destiny 2. That's something that's a lot easier to do if you can build the systems from the ground up with like a Destiny 3. But like Destiny 2 is 10 years old, 8 years old, whatever the fuck. It is ran its course. People know what it is. This is the exact incorrect time to onboard new people. I think the rest of Destiny 2, personally, as someone who is not connected to their finances at all, I think Destiny 2 needs to focus on the audience it can retain and can get, and stop worrying about endless growth. See you, Lex. Have a good night. Don't you still think that content people pay for should still be in the game? Honestly, I don't really care that much about a lot of it, to be completely honest. That's coming from a guy who spent the money and then put a couple hundred hours into every expansion or whatever, or a couple thousand hours into every expansion. But like, I've played it. I don't really care if it's here or not. I think like the important bits of content, like I think all the raids definitely should be, and all the dungeons and exotic missions and stuff should be. But about the campaigns, I could not fucking care less. I don't care if I paid three times as much as what I did for them. Just not something I really care about personally. I see where people are coming from, but I feel like people that usually say that are not the type of people that would be playing that content anyways, so. You know what I mean? Like, the way I think about Destiny is more about, like, the way I consume content. So, like, if I go to Taco Bell and I buy a taco and I eat it, I'm not mad when I don't have it anymore, when it's gone, because I've consumed it. Now, the difference is there, I'm making a decision to buy something that depreciates or digests over time, versus something like Destiny where maybe that's not the informed decision that people are making. But that's how I pretty much approach everything I buy, is when I'm spending money, I recognize that I have a very limited amount of time with this, whether that's a car, whether that's a movie, whether that's like a decoration for my set, whether that's hockey equipment, whatever it might be. The reality is nothing lasts forever, and you kind of have to estimate what that time is that you think how long you think it'll last, and if that's worth it for you. I guess people go into video games assuming they'll have access forever, but that's just never been my approach to things. And that's just my opinion, you know. I don't expect everyone to necessarily align with that. Stasis, it's rough. There are content creators out here forming negativity around Destiny 2 right now. It's just how it goes, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't like it, but I kind of. This is how I approach a lot of life. I guess. Isn't this the fucking rare version mobile spare or whatever? That's how I approach so much of life. It's just like, yeah, I don't like it, but I just kind of vibe with it, you know. What bugs me more is not people pointing out that Destiny's doing poor. It's then trying to assign some ridiculous reason for why it's doing poor. That's always what gets me. Oh yes, if Destiny was more like Warframe, it'd probably be doing better. Like, are you fucking insane? Like, what? That's a crazy thing to say. Oh, if every weapon in Destiny was craftable, it'd be doing better? That's a crazy thing to say. So Astro's, no, not necessarily. I think he's like directly, like, look, man, I find it funny. I like Cross a lot. I consider him a good friend. I do find it funny in his videos when he'll like, one of his chatters will say something insane, and then they'll put it up on screen, and he'll just be like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's like, well, that's not really a, when it's like blatantly something that's like, I would be fucking flaming chat for even suggesting something so ridiculous, you know? And that's definitely like a, that's definitely like just a difference in personalities things. But like, I would never ever platform ridiculous shit, you know what I mean? Or sometimes like harmful shit when it comes to like takes that I think are just like horrendous. And that's fine. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just my approach versus his approach. And he obviously has he makes a lot fucking more popular content than I do. So obviously he's got his approach figured out. I tend to be a lot more combative with people. So that's definitely a, but it's one of those things, like, also, I don't do this to feed my family, so I don't really give a fuck Like, at the end of the day, the videos I hope do really well are my puzzles and shit that I solve and that we put together. I'm really, when those do well, I'm really excited. My opinion videos, they're just kind of icing on the tape if they do, or on the cake if they do well. But like like my niche has always been to strive to be like the puzzle guy, the secrets guy, and like someone who is known as being like pretty good at end game content, whether that's a low man or whatever, or raid races or whatever. And I've done all of those things as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty happy with the state of my channel and content, with how it has progressed, and not restricted my ability to pursue my actual career. Yeah, and common sense. Yeah, a little bit more, maybe less common sense, but a little bit more like, I do try to be the guy that looks at things a little bit more analytically and level-headed. Like, I try never to be like toxic positive, toxic negative guy. That's why I get so fucking frustrated when people are like Dick Rider, or when people are like Bungie hater. It's like, okay, I need the people who think that I'm a Bungie Dick Rider and the people that think I'm an endless Bungie hater. I need you all to just kiss and leave me alone. Like, you clearly have issues to work out. And you have a very poor understanding of my content. So just like leave me alone. And that's like, that probably pisses me off more than anything on the planet. I'm not gonna lie. I've had some major crash outs where I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah, we actually just read that on stream, earlier in the stream, yeah. Yo, Sweeney, how you doing? Interesting interview. I want to hear their response, because they had that interview weeks before the mission came out. I want to hear their response to how well they think they did. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I don't know, it was still like a little, one thing I really like about it is they seem to be, there were a couple of suggestive statements in there that seem to suggest that we are not only getting more secrets with Frontiers, but that they're going to expand kind of like the type of secrets, or keep, you know, not narrow it down just because people didn't like Dual Destiny or people didn't like Encore or whatever. And it seems like we're still going to get a wide variation of different secrets and stuff, which I think is awesome. And I hope they keep that up. That's the thing, you know, I care the most about, so. There's an interview where they were essentially talking about their approach to exotic missions, specifically Kell's Fall and stuff. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good interview, but it was from, the guy was interviewing them before he had played the content and before the content came out. So it was like a very, I want to hear their reaction to the response. I might still have it copy pasted actually. Yeah, here. I still have URL copy pasted. But I love when they do those interviews. Do you think there's a chance they will introduce some new type of rarity or more than one? No. I think like not in terms of like exotic or not exotic or whatever. You know, exotic or beyond mythic or whatever, the pearlescent, whatever the fuck you want to say, like above it. But I'm very curious, this heretical arsenal that's coming next season, this to me speaks like it could be essentially what you were talking about. Like a new class of weapons, like they're still legendary, but a new, kind of like shinies, like a class of weapon that may, or depths, like shinies or depths or something. Class of weapons that are unique to certain types of content that do unique things. That's what I think they're more likely to do more of. For seasonal challenges. But not a new rarity, no. Heretical weapons, hopefully a shiny system. Yeah, I agree. Or shiny with like, maybe like shiny and adepts mixed or something. But I agree. That's my hope as well. Fuck, bro, jeez. Oh, if you don't mind, how do you like the mission? My team and I haven't run it yet. I'm looking forward to doing so. In comments I've seen, yeah, or what Tassie said in his video. Very similar to Encore in terms of like, it feels kind of like a campaign mission. I think I like the mission more than Encore, but I think the overall breadth of secrets in Encore was better. But I do really like the secret mechanic here. And I like the mission. And like, we were actually part of the resolution. I don't want to spoil too much, but like, our Guardian like actually did something, which was really nice. So I think it was cool. It would make a really great campaign mission. But I think we need to start really pushing Bungie to differentiate the difference between like exotic missions and like secret exotic missions. Like exotic missions like Encore or Seraph Shield or this that are more like campaign missions versus like Avalon or Whetstone or 0 Hour or Whisper that are more, or Presage that are more secret exotic missions. I think they all offer something very different, so. Okay. Well, I'm hungry, and it's been 3 hours, and I want to go eat. And I just learned we're gonna have plenty of more seasonal challenge, or seasonal fucking grinds, so don't you worry about that. We're gonna have plenty of streams with this. I'm gonna go eat. Thanks for hanging out, my friends. Probably stream tomorrow if I had to guess, because we're snowed in and we can't really go do anything else. So I'll see you guys very soon. Thanks for hanging out. Love your faces. See ya.